What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to All Things Football. Today was the final match day of the Premier League season, match day 38, which saw a lot of plot twists. I wouldn't say it was a big of a plot twist as the 2011-2012 title, which saw Manchester City win it on the final day on goal difference, but it was a very eventful day at the top and bottom of the table. We saw Burnley go down. Some would say finally. I'm actually quite upset that they've gone down. And of course, we saw Manchester City win the Premier League title, denying Liverpool a chance at the quadruple, which definitely 1,000,000% would have seen them go down as the best side in English football history. Of course, that title is still held by my team, Manchester United.
My team.
PSG, and not PSG right there. I mean, it was a nervy day. I had a football match, so I wasn't able to watch the matches, but I was keeping up with the scores as much as I could. Arsenal, probably one of the best performances of their season, apparently, which ultimately led to nothing as Tottenham and Heung-min Son secured fourth spot, which is the final Champions League spot. I mean, you have to say Conte's done an amazing job since he took over halfway through the season. And Son, of course, with his first golden boot, with 23 goals, tied with Mohamed Salah, who also scored today. I mean, Manchester United, I guess we should start there. I know it's not the most important game, but we are Manchester United fans. Selhurst Park, I wasn't that confident going into it. And of course, I was proven right. We lost 1-0.
Yeah, to be honest, I saw the lineup, so I was like, yeah, here we go again. It might as well just... I know I didn't watch the game, to be honest. I put it on. It was in the background, but I had Man City game as the main game. And I saw Zaha score, of course, but against us. It had to be.
That's not Zaha. That's Ronaldinho, man.
Yeah, Zaha. I think he might be one of Palace's greatest ever players, to be honest. But
yeah,
who knows? But yeah, Man United. I mean, we just wanted the season to be over, and I'm happy it's over. 1-0 defeat away. Well, even if we won, it didn't mean anything.
There was a positive to come out of the Manchester United game today. I knew I forgot something. Where's my bald cap? I have a bald cap and I can't find. I don't know where it is.
ETH.
Eric Ten Hag
ETH
was in attendance at Selhurst Park with Steve McLaren and Van der Haag. I think that's how you say his name, Van der Haag or something. Although they haven't been officially announced, I'm talking about McLaren and Van der Haag. They obviously will be part of Ten Hag's backroom staff, which I'm excited about. Obviously, Steve McLaren was there under Sir Alex Ferguson, I believe, during the treble winning season.
He's one of the coaches, isn't he?
Yeah, he was the assistant manager. Obviously, he's had stints as England manager, Twente manager. I believe he managed in the Championship at one point. I don't know if that's wrong, but he does have experience. He is an experienced manager. He does have experience at Manchester United, which I think is important. Obviously, we've been hearing a lot of, the Glazers or people above want there to be someone who knows Manchester United through and through. And usually, maybe in the past couple of years, that would mean someone like Darren Fletcher coming in. Even Rio Ferdinand was being touted as a potential technical director, which I was obviously against. But Steve McLaren does have pedigree at this club, has the trophies at this club, has won everything at this club, and gone on to manage elsewhere. He's back with Ten Hag and Van der Gage. I can't remember. They were in attendance. Obviously, they wouldn't have been very impressed with what they saw today. I've seen a lot of tweets and pictures of Ten Hag shaking his head, especially when apparently Alex Telles was on the ball.
When I looked at the screen to watch the game, I just saw Telles do something, and I was like, "Why?"
You know, I've always said about Alex Telles, he looks so dainty on the ball. He looks so like when he jogs, he bounces along when he's running. I don't like his physical presence. I don't like the fact that the first thing he does is look up and tries to get a ball into the box. Cool. Even if there's no one in there, he'll still swing a ball in. I think that's the type of intelligence that I think most of our players are lacking. They do stuff because they know it's right. But sometimes you have to think that's not the best option. I can see nobody in the box, but I'm still going to cross it anyway. Or I'm 40 yards out, there's someone in front of me, but I'm still going to take a shot because maybe I can't be bothered to try an extra little thing to get that simple pass off. I mean, apparently Bruno Fernandes has a good game. And also apparently Scott McTominay had a good game, but I've seen a few conflicting, opinions on that, so I'm not sure. As I said before, I didn't watch the game. I had a football match myself. But when I did look at the lineup, Maguire back in, partnering Lindelof, and McFred in the middle. So the dreaded 4 square in the middle of the park. I'm not sure what that was about. Maybe that was a message to Ten Hag. Maybe that was a message to someone else, because they haven't played together for ages. So I'm not sure why they suddenly all came together on the final day of the season at Selhurst Park, which is a difficult place to go, especially recently under Patrick Vieira. I'm not surprised we lost. But obviously Brighton did us a favour after they gave us a spanking of our lives a couple of weeks ago. That was a good game. I heard
3-1 win against West Ham. I think there was a point where obviously West Ham were in the lead, and then obviously Brighton drew level and went on to win the game. And they definitely did us a favour. Otherwise, Ronaldo would have been in the Conference League.
Yeah.
And there's no way Ronaldo. To be honest, I don't even know if Ronaldo's going to stay, because seeing Ronaldo in the Europa League, I don't know about that.
I mean, who else is going to... I mean, you have to think about the finances in football nowadays, especially with someone like Cristiano Ronaldo. I mean, it's all about Ten Hag, boys. I'm Ten Hag through and through.
But Ten Hag did mention that he would love to work with Ronaldo. So obviously Ten Hag wants Ronaldo within the plans, but it's then up to Ronaldo. And as he said, finances, who can afford him?
He's 37, coming on 38 next season. Is a potential romanticized reunion with Sporting Lisbon going to happen? They are in the Champions League, of course. Mr. Champions League has to play in the Champions League. I know some footballers might say, I want to play Champions League football. They might not deserve it, but it's Cristiano Ronaldo we're talking about. We have taken liberties this season. We've thrown in the tools. We've thrown the toys out the pram. This has been our worst ever Premier League season in terms of the points tally, I believe. There's one thing I can say that's positive about, Manchester United being a Man United fan in our situation. This is the worst season we've ever had, but we're still playing in a major European competition. I guess that just goes to show how great of a club we are. Hopefully we bring in the right players, and hopefully we, sort whatever was happening out this season. So next season we come back stronger and get a comfy top 4 finish. And I do want to win a trophy next year. I know it's his first season, but I have standards.
And as you mentioned about top 4, what a race it's been this season.
Exactly.
We've been within touching distance or in the top 4. We've ended up finishing 6th. Obviously Arsenal 5th, and Spurs, what a job Conte has done at Spurs, because even the signings they made in January, was it Bentancur and was it
Kulusevski?
Yeah, from Juventus. What a signing he is as well. Both of them linked up today and got goals. And Spurs Champions League, I mean, it means nothing, but they're there.
Yeah, they to be fair, for me, they were there to stop Arsenal getting it.
Yeah.
I didn't want to see Arsenal in the Champions League without us. Obviously, I respect Arsenal as a club. I don't like them very much because they are Arsenal, but seeing them get Champions League football would have been devastating. And to be perfectly honest with you, I think missing out on Champions League might have been a good thing for them as well, because let's face it, Arsenal in Champions League that season would have been a tough watch even for me. They would have been spanked or torn apart every single match. You're coming up against Liverpool, PSG, Inter Milan, Juventus, Real Madrid. They wouldn't have stood a chance. So maybe it's a blessing in disguise. And I know that's something they won't want to hear now, but sometimes you have to build slowly instead of, you got to walk before you can run. But yeah, Conte's done an amazing job since he's come in. The signings as well. Kulusevski wasn't rated in Juventus.
Yeah.
Not sure why, because he's registered 8 assists and I think he's got 5 goals or 4 since January. So 12 or 13 goal contributions since the winter transfer window is a lot. He's only a few off the top assists in the Premier League. He's been very good. And we've had a Ryan Sessegnon renaissance as well. It came in from the cold. Conte seems to love him. He's played an integral part in getting them Champions League football as well. Obviously, they're not going to do anything in the Champions League, but I guess it's nice.
To be honest, who knows? Because the way he gets them playing, if they manage to keep Son and Kane, I mean, maybe this is a reason for Son and Kane to stay.
Yeah.
They're in the Champions League now. What's the point in going somewhere else if they're back in the Champions League? So maybe that could turn things. Maybe they could recruit some players that Conte wants to strengthen the team. So who knows? They could potentially get out of their group in the Champions League, and who knows?
I mean, we say that now, but we haven't even, obviously, the group stage draw hasn't been done yet. I know we're not in the Champions League. It would be nice to see them go far. Obviously, they've done it before. They reached the final a few years ago, where they came across Erik ten Hag's Ajax. But I mean, as I said, they're not going to win it. I don't know. It's a bit of a tricky one. Liverpool obviously will be strong. City will be strong. Chelsea, who also won today, should be strong next year. I've heard a bit of news about potential owners coming in very soon, which means, of course, they'll be able to sign players. Obviously, bolstering their squad. Maybe we might get a Hazard reunion at Chelsea for next year. But I think, what was it, 2-1 against Watford today on the final day? Ross Barkley with the winner. Securing third spot. Yeah.
You know, I heard you, but you cut off for a second.
Oh shit!
You said, yeah, Chelsea secured third spot. You're saying Ross Barkley scored the winner.
Yeah.
And to be honest, people are saying Chelsea, this has been such a bad season for Chelsea. Obviously, 2 cup final losses. They didn't win any trophies this season. Maybe they won the Super Cup, and I think Community Shield, was it?
I can't remember actually.
I don't know if it was a Community Shield, but they did win the Super Cup. But apart from that, people are saying it's been a poor season. Yes, on Chelsea standards, they obviously off the back of winning the Champions League last season, they want to at least win something this season. But overall, they finished third. Obviously, Man City and Liverpool are levels above the rest. So I think Chelsea, they've had an okay season, but to expect them to win the trophies that they expected, I think they lost 2 penalty shootouts. So you can't say it's been a bad season for Chelsea.
I think, well, you're right. It hasn't been a bad season for them because, you know, they've been in a couple of finals. They finished third in the Premier League. They're the best of the rest. But losing 2 finals, as a Chelsea fan, you're not going to appreciate that. You're not going to be like, oh, it's all right. We've lost 2 finals. I'd be fuming if we lost 2 finals in the same season. It's not a good feeling, but yeah, they're back in the... I'm just thinking about it. It's going to be tough. It's actually going to be really tough.
But it's all dependent on the correct signings, because we all thought, oh, Chelsea are just a strike away. They're going to win the Prem. I thought that was the missing piece of the puzzle. They're going to win the Prem this season. And lo and behold, Man City, no striker, win the league. So sometimes things happen. You just don't expect it.
But do you think deep down that Lukaku signing was a bit of a panic? Because if you really look across Europe and South America for strikers, available strikers, there's not many. You had Haaland, he's off at City now. Mbappe, obviously, you know, what happened with him happened. Then when you leave those 2, the next was Lukaku, really. But spending 100 million on a striker that doesn't fit in your system. He's not 21, he's not 19, he's 27 or something now. He's not going to suddenly change up his game, change up his technical attributes to fit in your system. I think it was a bit of a panic signing. They thought, oh, we actually need a striker and he's the best available. His partnership with Lautaro Martinez at Inter Milan, if you look back at highlights, all of his goals and assists, it was in transition. It was on the turn, on the spin, running in behind with his pace and power. You're not going to be doing that at Chelsea. And we saw it this season. We saw it at Manchester United. It shouldn't really have come as a surprise to them, but maybe they thought they could, adjust his game a little bit. It obviously didn't pay off. I do expect to see him at Chelsea next season. He's a professional footballer. He's going to try and fight for his place. But yeah, I reckon if they signed someone like a Jonathan David, whose link-up play is very good, someone like Lautaro Martinez even, whose link-up play is very good, they might have done a better job. But obviously they chose Lukaku. I think they broke their transfer record to re-sign him, and it just didn't pay off, unfortunately. But they got third.
Yeah, they got third. They did have quite a few good players. Mason Mount, I think maybe was their player of the season.
I think he got awarded with that today at the game.
Yeah, I think he was. So I mean, they've had stand-up players in their team. Obviously, 2 penalty shootout losses, unfortunately. But yeah, next season they make the right signings again. They could push on. Or they're losing centre back Rudiger, so they do have to make a couple more signings if they want to challenge City and Liverpool.
They should re-sign Mark Gurhey from Crystal Palace.
Yeah, he's been good. Even Gallagher's coming back from his loan spell.
Do you think he's going to play?
He's that type of player. He's like he's a number 8.
Yeah.
So if they want to play with 1 6 and 2 8s or 2 8s and a 10, I don't know. It depends on how Tuchel wants to play.
Yeah.
Obviously, they have Kante, Loftus-Cheek, Jorginho, Kovacic, and yeah, they have so many midfield options. So it's hard for him to fit in.
Isn't there someone else?
And Saul?
Yeah, that's it.
Saul, yeah. He doesn't even play.
I think he's
Ross Barkley.
Ross Barkley
match winner today.
Yeah.
So they have so many midfield options.
Look, Kante's got 1 year left on his deal. Obviously, he got rumoured with us. Do you think he's going to sign an extension or run it down for free?
I literally don't know what goes through Kante's mind. I don't know what type of person he is, so I have no clue.
Yeah, he doesn't seem like a money grabber.
No.
Like a certain French World Cup winning teammate of his. And I'm not talking about Paul Pogba.
Yeah. You're talking about the guy here. But yeah, moving on to the relegation battle. Burnley, 3rd and final team to be relegated. 2-1 loss at home to Newcastle. Callum Wilson-Brace. Cornet, the only black guy in Burnley, scored, but he's going down, unfortunately.
He's leaving. He's not playing in the Championship next year.
No, he's quality. He's been very good. But why? Why did Burnley sack Sean Dyche?
You know what? I don't know. People have always said, give Sean Dyche a budget. I'd better sit at a better team, and he would do bits. I'm not talking about Champions League side. I'm talking about maybe an Everton with the budget. He'd do a good job there. He'd do way better than Frank Lampard. I don't know what the timings were if he got sacked after they got Lampard, but if they could have possibly got Sean Dyche, don't know why they didn't. Obviously, Ben Mee was manager for a match, and they've got Michael Jackson now. That's his name. I'm upset Burnley have gone down, if I'm perfectly honest with you. I don't know why I'm upset that they've gone down. Maybe because I wanted Everton to go down just to switch it up a little bit.
Yeah.
I was also thinking about the potential sales if Leeds went down. Calvin Phillips. Look, I don't really want him to come to Manchester United, but if you could have got him for 20 million, I would take him. And Rafinha as well. Gelhardt as well. I like Gelhardt there. They would have had a few players that they would have had to let go if they were relegated, but unfortunately it's Burnley, so you're going to see a couple of departures from there. Weghorst not playing in the Championship. Maxwell Cornet not playing in the Championship. Nick Pope definitely not playing in the Championship. He could be playing in Europe, to be honest with you. Conference League or Europa League. Tarkowski, he's definitely going to move. I'm not hearing reports. This is just me thinking these guys are too good to be playing in the Championship. You got Tarkowski as well. You've got Dwight McNeil, won't be playing in the Championship. Look, Burnley, it's going to be tough for them to come back up because of the amount of players who I think will be leaving because of, their quality, their Premier League proven quality. But yeah, I guess it was written in the stars for them when they sacked Sean Dyche.
Yeah. I think that decision, I don't think it was well thought through because Burnley have been up for a number of years now. And
like 7.
They always manage to pull through.
Yeah.
But that decision, I think it was just, they should have made that decision. And it's cost them. They're back in the Championship. And as he said, it would have been funny to see a team like Everton go down. But they stayed up. They lost 5-1 to Arsenal today. But they're still safe. Arsenal, great win to end the season and to put them in the Europa League, which Arsenal fans are going to say they deserve it, but deep down, Arsenal fans are burning. They know they should have been in the Champions League. They know it. And that's why it's so funny.
As I said before, though, I think it's a blessing in disguise. They would have been absolutely rumbled and humiliated in the Champions League next season. I think people underestimate the Champions League. You've got PSG getting knocked out early. You got Atletico Madrid getting knocked out as soon as they knocked out. We get knocked out early. Look, we're dead, but we're still Manchester United. We're still up there. You got Bayern Munich getting knocked out. Dortmund didn't even make it out of the group stage. And you think Arsenal can come along with Nketiah up front, or they're looking at Ollie Watkins or Ivan Toney? Like it's not going to work like that. Arsenal get into Europe next season, they get absolutely battered pretty much almost every match day. Europa League, I think, is a good competition for them to build their team, to give different players a chance to find your perfect formula, and then you kick on and try and get Champions League. Then if you sign the right players, if Mikel Arteta is still there, there's a lot of split opinion on him. I don't personally care, but listen, give it a year or two, and when they do make it back into the Champions League, if they do, it'll be a completely different story. They'll have a more mature team.
Yeah, I just want to go back to the times where it's Arsenal, Man U, Chelsea, Liverpool, Champions League.
Yeah.
But now we have the likes
ITV.
of ITV days. Yeah. But Arsenal, Nketiah was man of the match. We don't know if he will be their starting striker up front. Obviously, Lacazette. Is Lacazette leaving? Or
I don't know, but he's been dead, so I don't really think if he.
So,
they are looking for a new striker. They have to be. It'll be silly of them not to. But as I keep saying, I've said it on here, I've said it to my friends, and I've said it in other places as well. There's not many world-class or even almost world-class strikers out there that aren't Lewandowski or Benzema. I'm talking about players in the twilight of their career. You've got the world beaters in Haaland and Mbappe. Obviously, they're unavailable. I think players like Lautaro Martinez are the next level, but they're just such a big gap between the first and second level. I don't know, because when you're talking about trying to get Champions League and signing Ollie Watkins, I think that just says a lot about the talent pool. Football's different now than it was 10 years ago. Everyone now is an intricate, dinky number 10, false 9. There's not many out-and-out strikers. You got Scamacca from Sassuolo in Italy. He'd be a good fit for Arsenal. Good technical player. He's 6'5", I think, but he's very, very good striker. They'd have to be looking at players like him to try and build up. They can't be getting any ready-made players because there just aren't any. It's a weird situation to be in because we're in the same situation.
Yeah, and obviously we're going to still say we still have Ronaldo. It's going to be even tougher for us because Ronaldo's going to want to play every game, and obviously he can't.
You say that, but I think, listen, it's Ronaldo. He's intelligent. He's 37, coming on 38. His body is a gold mine. It's a temple, and he treats it as such. But he's 37. He knows that he won't be able to play 60 games a season. I reckon he should be playing 90% of the league games. Probably shouldn't be playing the domestic cup games until we get to the later rounds. Champions League games, of course, he'll play in. But I know that I've seen a lot of reports saying we will 100% be signing a striker. We've been linked to Nunes. Saw a couple of reports the other day. Ten Hag is looking at Jonathan David and has been for a while. I think he'd be a good person to get in. I want Nkunku. But whoever comes in will have to share the role with Ronaldo for 1 year. And I think it will be a good mix. We have Ronaldo, one of the best strikers in the world, still at his age, and someone coming in to learn the role, learn from the best, learn under a really good manager, and then step into the role for the season after. Obviously, situation with our number 11, he won't play for us again. So obviously what happened was awful and he should be punished correctly, but it did affect our season. We didn't sign anyone in January because he was there. January went, it came out, and rightly so, he got, what was coming to him. But it did mean that we were one player short in a position where we really can't afford to be one player short. So it just puts even more emphasis on the fact that we will be signing a striker this summer.
Yeah, definitely. But teams managed to do it without a striker. Manchester City. Now we move on to the title race. What an afternoon it's been. Man City, Liverpool battling it out. And yeah, it started at Anfield. Liverpool went a goal down to Wolves. Pedro Neto, I think it was like 3 minutes in, he scored.
Yeah.
And I was like, yes, here we go. City, all you need to do is just win. Title's yours. Liverpool won't win any quadruple, none of that nonsense. And then it went downhill. Aston Villa scored through Matty Cash. And then again later, Felipe Coutinho. It was scripted. It had to be Gerrard's, Aston Villa, and Coutinho. And Liverpool were, I think at that point it was 1-1. Mane had equalised for Liverpool. And I think as it stood, City was still winning the league on goal difference.
I don't think at any point Liverpool were top. If I'm correct. I don't think at any point
then Liverpool went 2-1 up. Okay, they weren't. They never were. Because Liverpool went 2-1 up in the 84th minute, but by the 84th minute, City would have been 2-2.
Yeah.
Because City scored in the 76th and then 78th to equalise. Yeah, so there was no point. Liverpool at no point were winning the league.
Yeah.
And then obviously Gundogan had a tap in to win the league. And Salah thought he'd won the league.
He thought he had an Aguero moment.
he thought he won the league.
Hey, it's actually hilarious. Because have you watched the highlights on like Sky Sports YouTube?
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it. When City scored, obviously the equaliser and the goal, the stadium was on 100 volume. But when Liverpool scored their goals, it was maybe on like 85. They knew. The people in the crowd knew. They have phones. They have internet. Like, it's unfortunate. Salah thought he did it. He thought his legacy was done. But
he thought he won the league, golden boot. No.
And it's he's actually hilarious. Liverpool are hilarious. You think Salah's running through his head. He's celebrating, thinking, "Oh my god, golden boot, all mine. Premier League, all mine." And we got the Champions League final. He goes on his phone at full time. City 3-2. Heung-min Son's got a brace. Look at me, fool. I mean, congratulations to them. I have to say, I don't think it's a rivalry. I just think it's two world-class teams competing at the highest possible level, week in, week out. When I say rivalry, I'm talking, you got Tottenham Arsenal is a rivalry, Liverpool Everton is a rivalry. I don't even think Man United and Manchester City have a real rivalry.
No, I don't feel like that.
Maybe to the older fans they might, but to me, I'm young, you're young. Like, it's not the same. Man United, Liverpool is a rivalry. Those are rivalries. I think now we've got, as I said, two elite teams, some of the best in Premier League history, obviously, competing at the highest level. It's a shame we're not involved just yet, and I say yet because we will be on the way back. We had our worst ever season and we finished 6th. Some teams have their worst ever season and finish 10th for relegation. Yeah, shows us magnitude. Liverpool had their worst drought or whatever season, and they were finishing 8th and 9th and stuff. But those are the levels that we've set, and those are the levels that we will definitely get back to. Next season, probably not the season after, you're looking at a 3-horse title race. Manchester United, Manchester City, and Liverpool. You're hearing it here first. You're hearing it here first. Murta has been urged by Ranić to sign players as soon as possible. We have a lot of structure at this club. Okay, not for now.
Not now.
Not now. Because I could talk for ages.
Yeah. We'll get in like closer to the start of the season or during the summer when the signings start coming in. We can start getting excited. Yeah. Ten Hag, pre-season, get them fit. There's so much to say about Man U, but right now, City's day. They won it 2 times in a row. I think it's 4 times in the last six years.
Yeah, I believe so.
Crazy. Pep
This
Guardiola.
is 2 times in a row. Liverpool won it before. Manchester City won it 2 times in a row. Then I believe it was Chelsea.
Yeah.
And then City again, actually. They've won 6 since their first one in 2012. Yeah. Okay, they've won 6. 2012, then it was United. Then it was City again. Then it was Chelsea. Then it was City, Liverpool, City. I feel like I'm missing something out. Have Chelsea won 2 titles?
You missed Leicester.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Leicester. Yeah,
But yeah, the level City are setting 90 plus points.
on a regular
City,
basis.
yeah, City and Liverpool 93, 92. It's crazy. Literally, the way they literally win, they just win, and that's without striker. Now they're gonna have Haaland next season. Man City are gonna have Haaland.
Yeah,
I don't think Liverpool are gonna compete with them next season.
we will. This team here will
Next
compete with them.
season, Liverpool are not gonna compete with them next season. I
Listen,
literally don't think they will. I don't think any team will.
it's amazing to see. Like, it's good to watch. I will say I enjoy watching them sometimes, not all the time, because it's not nice to see, but it is nice to see what top level football looks like. We saw this, when it was Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, United, even Everton and Aston Villa, the top 6 teams for a good 5 or 6 years. That was top level football. But now what we're seeing is just domination for 2 teams. I think it would be so interesting to see if there was a way that we could have those Arsenal, Liverpool, United, Chelsea, or Arsenal, Chelsea, United of 06, 07 to the 2010s in the same league as this Liverpool and your City team. I think it would be amazing to see, because I strongly believe that Manchester United would still win. You have the greatest manager of all time. You have the best player in the world, Cristiano Ronaldo. You have one of the best players in the world, Wayne Rooney, Tevez, Paul Scholes, Carrick. You have Vidic and you know what I mean? Not many players like that exist anymore. Some people will call me a
We had
nostalgia.
elite. We had every player on our team was elite. Whereas
Exactly.
City, you can't really say that for every single player.
They have a case, but what I think they have is a weaker Premier League. What I think they have is a limited budget. Not sure what the issue is with teams, coming to City and just rolling over, tickling their bellies, not being able to make 2 or 3 passes. You're professional footballers, you're kicking the ball, stuff like that. I think football's a bit different now. As I said, I'm not a nostalgia merchant, but football's more tiki-taka nowadays. It's not what it was like 10 years ago when it was all action, 100-mile-an-hour, full throttle football. That's why I think it would be very interesting to see what the competition would be.
What I was going to go on to was obviously the awards that have been handed out this season so far. So we're going to start with Player of the Season. This was obviously awarded to Kevin De Bruyne. Again, there could be some bias in this, but I want to hear who you think yours is.
Son.
Yeah. I was going to say the exact same thing. Heung-min Son, Spurs, top goal scorer joint with Mohamed Salah, 23 goals. And 23 goals, none of them are penalties. Let's get that straight. And incredible season he's had with Spurs. Still very, very much underrated. Even though he is getting these goals, people just don't rate him as in that bracket. I don't know why.
Do you know why? I don't think he's underrated. I genuinely just think it's because he plays for Tottenham, and Tottenham have that that aura. They're nothing. Like, they don't win stuff. And I think when you play for Tottenham, I don't think you'll ever get that respect, because
But Kane gets the respect.
Kane's English. Kane is the captain of England. Kane is one of the best strikers in the world, and I just think it's because he's English, to be perfectly honest with you. If Heung-min Son was Spanish, like Asian footballers, there's not many world-class Asian footballers. You had Ji-sung Park, you had Shinji Kagawa, you had Nakata. I can't remember the guy, Honda. I can't remember the guy that played for Celtic. Nishikori or something like that. He scored a free kick against us. So you had a very small handful of world-class Asian players that played in Europe, that played in the best teams in Europe. Heung-min Son is probably one of the best Asian players ever. He's one of the best players in the world right now and has been for a good few years. He's Tottenham's best player behind Harry Kane, one of the best players in the Premier League. He's producing stats that aren't very normal. He scores goals, he gets assists on a consistent basis, but he plays for Tottenham and they don't win anything. So he doesn't have anything to back it all up. He has the stats, but he doesn't have trophies. The same thing you say about Kane. Oh, he's going to be looking back on his career thinking, why haven't I won anything? Because you play for Spurs. Same thing is going to be said for Heung-min Son. But he doesn't have that extra backing of the English tax, the England captaincy. Harry Kane's done this and that for England. He's going to be the record top. All of this and that. Son doesn't have that. That's why I think people think he's underrated. But I don't think he's underrated. I think people are fully aware of his ability.
That is actually a fair point. But Son, I don't know if you saw his goal today, but he scored a brace today. His second goal. That's what I mean by underrated, because that goal is not going to be highlighted as much. Say Harry Kane scored that goal. Oh, everyone's going to be out of their seats. Because it's Son. Son does that. Son does it right foot and left foot. I want Son at Man U.
I've wanted him at Manchester United for years. I've never understood why teams, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Munich, Inter, I don't know why these teams haven't gone in for him. He's very gettable. Son will know that he's probably not going to win many trophies at Tottenham Hotspur. But you never ever hear any reports of PSG putting in a bid for Heung-min Son, Real Madrid are looking at. You never hear that, and I don't know why. There must be something that maybe we don't know about, but I would love to see him at Manchester United as well. Yeah. He would revolutionize us. Imagine him on one side and Sancho on the right.
I think that's the perfect balance.
Yeah, it would.
Because you have a guy on the left who can create chances and he can score, cut in, shoot. And then Sancho, creator on the right.
Son's a creator as well.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like he's the best of both worlds. Sancho is more creative than finishing, but he's still the best of both worlds as well. And then obviously up front, you have the best goal scorer in the history of football, Cristiano Ronaldo. I think that front three would be feared by every single team across the world.
But it can't happen because we don't have Champions League. He wouldn't come. I think that's... If he tries to sign him this summer, I think he wouldn't come because of that.
Try and sign him next summer. I don't care. We just need to get it. He would be so good. Like, I don't even know why we're talking about it because it's never going to happen.
It's true. Actually, no, I don't want to say that because we've got a new manager. Anything can happen. I think things are changing at our club. But moving on to Young Player of the Season. Again, this was awarded to Manchester City player Phil Foden. And this one, I definitely do not agree with at all, because you've had the likes of Bukayo Saka, Conor Gallagher. Is Mason Mount in that category?
I think he's too old now. I don't think
Declan Rice. I'm pretty sure Declan Rice is still.
Yeah, Declan Rice.
The list goes on.
Who would you have given it to?
Personally, I think either Conor Gallagher or Declan Rice. One of those two. Saka was performing very well this season, but I think towards the end kind of faded away. But Phil Foden, I just don't know why.
He got 14 goal contributions as a winger / centre forward / centre attacking mid. I would have given it to Trent. He's the best right back in the world. Has been for a number of years.
Is he still in the category?
Yeah, he got nominated, but he didn't win it. I think because Trent has set such a high bar for himself, he reached that this season, by the way. It's not like he wasn't playing very well. He was playing at the top of his game for the majority of the season. But I think that because he's done it for so many years now, even at his young age, it's just a bit unnoticed. He should have won it by a landslide.
That's true.
If I'm perfectly honest with you. But again, Phil Foden is Premier League winner this season, which would have helped him. He's
starting
the darling.
Games.
He's a darling of English football, isn't he? Look, the same thing that we're talking about for Trent now, Young Player of the Year nominated for probably 5 years now. We're going to be talking about the same with Jude Bellingham because he can get it for the next 7 years, I think.
It was Bellingham, but
because of his age.
It's not Premier League.
Yeah, I know, but by the time he's 23, one of the best players in the world, you're not going to be looking at him for Young Player of the Year.
We'll be signing him in 2 seasons' time. So yeah,
I hope.
He has 1 season left at Dortmund, and he's coming to us.
I'm here to wait for Kobe Mainoo.
Actually, no, that's true. Kobe Mainoo. But Bellingham, I think Bellingham, there's a chance he could go to Liverpool. So either Liverpool or us.
I would cry.
I think
I
it's
would actually
Liverpool or
cry.
us.
If he was 28, I probably wouldn't cry, but because he's 18, I will cry.
But yeah, young player of the season, you would have given it to Trent.
Yep, all the way.
And I think, we already spoke about the relegation battle. But yeah, the Premier League season, moment of the season.
What's yours?
My moment of the season. There's so many memories going to Old Trafford, witnessing no greatness. I didn't witness any greatness at Old Trafford, apart from the FA Youth Cup win. But
Yes.
What can I say? Moment of the season. I'll probably say Ronaldo against Spurs. His goal outside the box. I think it was his first goal when Fred flicked it around the corner. Then Ronaldo just hit it top bins. And I think, he scored a hat-trick that game. I'll say, like, that game.
I hear that. That's a good shout. I said to you before that my moment of the season has to be the return of Ronaldo. Are we just talking about the Premier League?
Yeah, Premier League.
Okay. My moment of the season is Ronaldo's return against Newcastle. The brace, look, never heard Old Trafford that loud. I've never been so excited to watch a Manchester United match. The return of a king definitely deserves a statue outside the stadium. I don't care. Again, won us the match. One thing, I know it's not a moment of the season, but one thing I'm kind of, the realization of his power in football and around the world is when he scores a goal, just listening to the stadium do his celebration is so many moments for me, and I love it. Even in the Youth Cup final for Garnacho's goal, the noise was there. I'm so glad that I was there, to experience it, but it's so good. Like, I don't think people quite realize his superstardom. But I think definitely this year it has come to me that this guy is a phenom. Look, I'm so happy we got him back. To all the people that said that he's the reason we haven't been doing well, you need to stop it. Stop with your agenda. Stop trying to find a scapegoat. He's our top scorer, being our best player this season. Okay, yeah, he got my player.
Yes.
I did. Yeah, my player of the year for United, I guess now. Yeah, it's Cristiano Ronaldo, followed closely by David De Gea. Yeah, look, we have him for one more year at least. Hopefully, he's got to enjoy him whilst he's here.
I have to say, yeah, Ronaldo, not only for Man United but the Premier League in general, he has actually made fans tune into the Premier League. Fans, like, some stadiums wouldn't be full. If we're going to play like Watford away, Watford wouldn't fill their stadium, but they fill their stadium because Ronaldo's in town. Yeah. That is how it's been the whole season. Every single away game is sold out because Ronaldo. I'm telling you, it's because Ronaldo's playing. Not just because, you're playing Man U versus Everton. No, Ronaldo is there. Everton will sell out the seats. And just the impact in the Premier League, teams fear us. Not even fear us. I think teams want to even challenge us even more because Ronaldo's on the pitch. That's most players' idols. Most players who have given interviews after games, they always asked about Ronaldo. And they say Ronaldo was their idol. We saw when we played Everton at home, Townsend scored against us and did the Sue.
Yeah.
Literally. It's amazing.
He's a sensation. He's arguably the best player to ever play the game. Look, he's massive. He's bigger than most football clubs around the world. But yeah, I guess now, who would be your Manchester United's player of the season?
It was a tough one because I was thinking Maguire's been quite a good. Who would be my player of the season? It would have to be. I'm going to say David De Gea. It's easy just for me to say Ronaldo, but David De Gea, the amount of shots he's had to face this season, it's not fair. It's just not fair. The amount of shots he's had to take and then save, and at the end of the day, Maguire scoring an own goal or something happens and then we just lose the game. So I think David De Gea, definitely. But Ronaldo, maybe just close second, but definitely David De Gea.
I'd say Ronaldo. Look, yeah, I could have easily given it to David De Gea. They both do the same thing. They both win us games. Cristiano Ronaldo wins us games by scoring the goals, and David De Gea wins us games by stopping the other team scoring. Even David De Gea saying in an interview, or I can't remember, I don't know what the context was, but he thinks this has been his best season because of the saves he's made, because of the performances he's had. He is also a phenomenon. He is a gargantuan keeper. He is amazing. He's one of the best keepers in the Premier League. Sorry, one of the best keepers in Europe. I don't like the hate that he gets. I hope he stays under Ten Hag. Look, for a goalkeeper, he's young. He's got a good 4 or 5, 6 years left in him. I'm sure as a professional footballer, yes, his positioning for, not like for shot stopping, but for general feet play isn't the best. That is his flaw. He does have flaws. Everyone has a flaw. Ten Hag's coming in. McLaren's coming in. Van der Geer is coming in. He will be able to improve on that. And he as a professional footballer at the top of the sport, he will know himself. That is something I can improve on. I've got a new manager coming in and I need to impress. I don't want to be replaced. So I need to improve. And I'm sure he will.
That's all he needs to do. If he improves in that aspect, works on the weakness, he's still very, we know he's a very good shot stopper.
Yeah.
But work in that area of his game. We have coaches, a new manager who's going to help him to, I think having someone who's like a stable, like someone who's consistent. So we have a consistent manager now who's going to be there to help improve the team. I think we're going to see our team improve. A lot next season because
definitely.
Now we have a permanent manager. Yes, we had Oli, but I'm pretty sure players had doubts in their mind. Oh, he's not, even though he signed a contract, maybe they had doubts. Oh, he's not going to be here for a long time. I think they can see it. Players can see. And obviously Ranić comes in. I think that's when players just totally gave up because there's no point. But now we have a permanent manager coming in Erik Ten Hag. So players can go back to basics and just learn, build with the team and with new players.
Look, I don't want to be the guy that's going to say, look, we're going to win the Europa League, we're going to win the Premier League. But I don't think people quite understand how close we are to just finding that little formula to gel everything together. Erik Ten Hag is a very, very good manager. I know he was in Ajax. I know it's only the Eredivisie, but he's a very good manager. You can see it. You can see by his philosophies. You can see by what he's done with the players he's had. Dusan Tadic was a Premier League, almost a Premier League reject, but he's the captain of Ajax now. He's got 170 games on, maybe 160 goal contributions. Look, he makes players into very, very good players. We have Bruno Fernandes here. We have David De Gea, Rafael Varane, Jadon Sancho, Van der Beek, and a few youngsters coming through. He will be able to improve a lot and quite quickly. Just even by telling them simple things, like it's not rocket science. Football is a very simple game, and I think just getting into the minds of players and letting them know what they need to do and letting them know what they need to stop doing. I think it's just as simple as that. You play football and I play football. You've been in situations and I've been in situations where you might not be having the best game. You get told one thing, just calm it down a little bit. And then in your head, you're more calm and then you just start to do simple things better and everything just starts gelling. Your confidence improves and then, look, you're playing the best football of your life. I think it's as simple as that. And obviously, he's going to bring in so much knowledge. Ralph Rangnick, I'm very happy he came in. He's obviously not the best manager, but maybe that's because he was at Manchester United and we know what the situation is here. We've got a lot of egos who probably shouldn't be as big as they are at the club. I'm happy he came in because he came in and exposed what the fans already knew. He came in and just let the world know this club is just run so poorly. And then look, as soon as he started saying that, people are leaving above him. It's not a coincidence. Now he's going above. He
unveiled the truths.
Yeah, and I'm so glad he did that. I'm almost gonna say I'm happy enough to compromise or sacrifice the Champions League spot for Ranić effectively getting rid of about 5 or 6 people.
Because if we got Champions League, the cracks would have been papered over.
Exactly.
We wouldn't have been able to see it. We'd have been blinded by it again for how many seasons?
If anything, the signing of Sancho and Varane and Ronaldo just papered over cracks with masking tape. Because I was talking to someone earlier today, he was saying, you guys shouldn't have sacked Oli. I said, I'm glad we sacked Oli, and I'm glad we got Ranić in over Conte as well. Because if we got Conte in, he'd be gone in 18 months, and we'd be back at square one. But we've got Ranić in now, who's done something that they wouldn't definitely not been able to do. Expose people above the board, expose people above him, and basically effectively get who he wants in and who he thinks will be the most beneficial people for Manchester United, and he's done that. He was the perfect man to get in. We said that at the time, and we've been proven right. Yes, we didn't have our best season. We, in fact, had our worst season in terms of points. But I'm looking at the future now. I'm looking at the next 2 or 3 years. It's all going to change, and I'm so excited for it. I'm more optimistic than I've been in a very, very long time.
I feel the same way. Now that the season's ended, I'm feeling that optimism. I'm feeling it. I'm excited for the next season. I just want it to start. I'm ready to win the league. I'm ready. I'm ready to win something next season.
We're going to win something.
I want to see Maguire lift a trophy. That's what I live for. I live for it.
Look, I'm shameless. I'm a diehard Manchester United fan. I do a lot for this club. If we win the Carabao Cup, I will knee slide in public. I'll celebrate it like it's the World Cup. Trophy is a trophy at the end of the day, and we've been without one for a very long time. As I said, I'm optimistic. I'm sure we'll win something next year, whether it's a FA Cup or the Carabao Cup. I hope we get deep into the Europa League, and I believe we will. And I hope that we break this curse in the finals, because obviously we lost a few under Oli. And I hope that we just find a way to get over the line, because once we start winning trophies again, once everything starts clicking, it's going to be completely different. There's not going to be a lot of fans piping up to us anymore. And I can't wait for those days again.
And I've heard things that rival fans are scared because they believe Erik ten Hag will do a good job at Man United.
Yeah.
I've seen rival fans tweet it out. They know that Man United, the next few seasons are going to be back, because I think that's just the way football is. Even though big clubs like Barcelona, Real Madrid, they can have times where they're down, but eventually they'll always come back up because they have the financial backing, they have the history, they know how to get back to those positions, and they'll always attract players, the best players as well. So yes, football's built in a way where lower league teams do have the ability to rise up and go to the Premier League or go to League One, go to Championship. But at the end of the day, it's still the big clubs, Man United, Chelsea, Arsenal, those clubs will be the ones who eventually do go to the top. And I think that's good and bad side about football, because yes, there's a pathway for, let's say, a Bromley or Sutton United to make it to the Prem. But realistically, they're not going to make it if they don't have, firstly, the money. And obviously, no, it all comes down to money. They will never make it without having like...
You will never make it.
They won't make it unless they get the financial backing, unfortunately.
It's true. Football heritage is real. That's football. The history of a club is very important. That's why it gets spoken about so much. I mean, I think football works in swings and roundabouts. Like, you go up and down, but one thing that's always going to happen is that the biggest clubs will always be at the top. They might have a couple of years out, a little blip, but they'll be back. Look at Liverpool. Perfect example. Trophyless for so long, but now they're at the very, very top of the game, and they're there to stay. Manchester United, we're having the worst time of our lives right now, but we're not even far off the top in terms of position in the table. Obviously, point total is a bit mad. I think it's almost 30 points, but
yeah.
Look, Barcelona had a little blip this season. They finished second, I think. We'll always have the big teams at the top, and that's because of history. That's because people want to play for the biggest clubs. Nottingham Forest are coming back, hopefully. I mean, we're Manchester United. We're not doing very well, but we're still able to attract the biggest names. We've still got the finances. We can still do pretty much anything. We just need to find the right formula. Liverpool, exactly the same situation. They found their formula. Manchester City are the new boys on the block. Chelsea, they know their formula. They're always up and down, but they're always around the top. Juventus, AC Milan won the title today.
Yep.
Inter Milan last year. Bayern Munich have their formula. Dortmund are always there. Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, Barcelona. Look, biggest teams will always be at the top. It will never change. You have to work so hard to get in to that exclusive group.
I've been watching the overlap on YouTube a bit, when Gary Neville interviews ex-players or current players. So he currently interviewed PK, and PK was talking about his time at Man United and how when he was a young boy, the dressing room was very ruthless. Like, obviously, he had to grow up very quickly. And one question they asked him in the dressing room was to go around the team and name the best player and the worst player in the team in front of everyone. And I thought that was crazy.
Did he say who?
Yeah, he did. I don't know if he didn't say in the interview who he said was the worst, but obviously he had to say it in front of his teammates and everyone who's there. But if we're going to say that let's do that for the top 6 teams in the Premier League this season. Let's go through the best player and the worst player in each team. So obviously starting with Manchester City, best player,
Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah, I'll say the same, Kevin De Bruyne, and worst player.
Probably Nathan Ake.
I'll probably say worst player for Man City is...
Sorry, you're talking about like this season? Or
this season. Like this season or overall, I'm going to say, just because of what I've seen, Fernandinho, this season, that's maybe because he's getting old, but no, but what I've witnessed this season of him hasn't been the best.
Kick his walking stick out of the way.
Yeah. So what Vinicius did to him in the Champions League, like, this guy, why is he playing right back?
that was a wild move. I'm not gonna lie. Like, Manchester City. Who do they have? Best player Kevin De Bruyne. Worst player Zach Steffen, the goalkeeper.
Oh, okay. For what he did in that FA Cup.
I just think he's quite dead in general.
Okay, Liverpool best player.
Van Dijk.
I'll probably say... I'm just going to say Salah.
Who's their worst? I have someone in my head as their worst.
Worst... I'm going to say... What's his name? One of the bench players. I want to say... I don't know. No, yeah, okay. I can't say a bench player, okay.
Because then you just say, like, I don't know, Phil Jones.
Yeah, let me not say a bench player. Let me say...
Someone that plays.
Jota.
I was going to say Oxlade-Chamberlain.
He doesn't play. He sits on the bench. That's easy to say him. It's easy to say him.
If you got their squad of 18 or 15 or whatever, probably Milner.
Milner is a utility guy.
He's a very important player, but I just think he might be their worst.
Or no, Tsimikas maybe.
Nah, he's cold, man.
Is he?
I'd take him at United. He'd do bits. He'd do better than Tellers, definitely.
Okay, next Chelsea. Best player Rudiger, maybe. Actually, no, Thiago Silva.
I would say
Thiago Silva at his age. Amazing.
I'd say Reece James is probably their best player.
Worst player, Marcus Alonso. Deadliest finisher, worst defender.
He should play striker for real. I say the worst player. You know what? Sorry, Captain America. I'm gonna have to go with you, bro.
Pulisic.
Yeah.
The amount of chances he had in the final.
Yeah.
They slot them away.
Like, he's still a good player, but I just think he's their worst.
Tottenham, best Son.
Nah, and you know what? I have to be wrong. I'm gonna go with Kane as their best player.
Okay, fair enough. Worst.
Kane. Emerson Royale.
Oh yes, Emerson Royale.
What a joke, man! Oh my god,
he is not good. He is not good.
That was easy.
Okay, Arsenal. This one is easy as well. Best Saka.
Yeah, Saka is the best.
On 3, we're gonna say the worst. I think I know. 3, 2, 1. Tavares.
Yeah. Orange. But boy,
Tavares
I
and
don't know how
Emerson
you got
Royale
that.
in the same boat. They're
Listen,
in the
imagine
same
having
boat.
those two as your fullbacks. Those two as your fullbacks with Phil Jones and Harry Maguire as a partnership.
Oh no, you'll leak goals left, right, and center.
Oh, that would be
And
abysmal.
finally, Manchester United, who managed to scrape the top 6. Best player, Ronaldo. Worst player, Diego Dallo. I hate that guy.
You think Diego Dallo's the worst player at Man United?
No, I just don't like him. Yes, I don't like McTominay. Yes, I don't like Fred. But Dallo starts every single game. He starts at every single game almost under Ranić, and I just didn't like him.
Who's the worst player? My worst player at United is either going to have to be Tellers or McTominay.
The thing is, McTominay I just got used to, but Tellers, I just the amount of crosses he kicks off the pitch. Why are you kicking the ball off the pitch? Please, you're a professional footballer. So that's what I don't get. At least McTominay, yes, he will hide away from the ball.
Nah.
He doesn't kick it off the pitch.
Yes, you hide away from the ball. If you're a central midfielder, yeah, you're the deep line playmaker. I don't care what position you want to play. You're playing in the double pivot. You can't be hide. That's the one thing you can't. You can do anything else, but you can't hide away from the ball. You're meant to collect the ball. Goalkeeper has it in his hands. There's centre back splitting. You have the opposition number 8 is 10, 15 yards behind you. You should be coming, demanding the ball. But he's hiding behind. Seen that video against Man City? He's literally shadowing De Bruyne. Scott McTominay, Scott McTominay is a worst player. Scott McTominay, that's done it for me. Alex Tellers is trying to get crosses in. Scott McTominay just isn't even trying.
And Dallo's kicking off the pitch, so that's for me. Just kicking off the pitch. Kicks off the pitch. Ronaldo's like, yeah, good intention. Yep.
Good intention, best friend. My Portuguese best friend.
Yeah, what a season it's been. Man City, I was about to say Man United soon. Man City have just won the league again. Burnley, Watford, and Norwich are relegated. Currently have Fulham and Bournemouth promoted so far. We have Nottingham Forest versus
Huddersfield.
Playoff final next Sunday.
Or
Saturday.
Bid Huddersfield get back in the Premier League.
I want to see Nottingham Forest back in the Prem.
Come on, Spence. Come on, Brennan Johnson and James Garner as well. Manchester United.
James Garner.
Hopefully you have. If you ever see this James Garner, please. I'm praying for you every night. I hope you have an amazing match at Wembley. I believe this is your Wembley debut. Bring Nottingham Forest back to the Premier League, and we can loan you back out next season.
Yep. Yeah. I think that's the best way to end the show. But anyway, thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for the season. And please make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And we'll see you soon. Goodbye.